Welcome to Weaving Resonance, where intuition, energy, and embodiment meet real life. I'm Anna Gannon, international intuitive psychic and intuitive development coach. After conducting thousands of readings for people all over the world and training hundreds of people in developing their intuition, I'm here to help you awaken your unique intuitive gifts, trust them fully, and embody their wisdom. Let's get started. Hello and welcome back to Weaving Resonance. I am so excited to be hanging out with you guys today and have a very interesting episode to talk about that I think you'll really enjoy. But before we get started, as always, let's take a moment to just get in our bodies, right? So something that I call full body listening. So instead of listening just through our minds or passively listening, right? Let's just take a moment to really connect to ourselves, to connect with the system of our body so that we can feel grounded and present, even if it's just for this first moment of this podcast, okay? So take a moment. Go ahead and settle into your body. You don't need to close your eyes. You don't need to stop whatever you're doing. This is just about putting your awareness, your internal sight inward. And when you put your internal sight inward, just take inventory of how you feel in this very moment. And this will actually be helpful for this episode. So notice, is there any pain? Any tension? Does your body feel really loose? Does it feel really healthy? Good. And then just imagine with me that all of the trillion pores on the surface of your skin could soften and open so that you can really hear my voice, the texture of my voice, as it enters your whole body, your whole being, so that you are in resonance with full body listening. And this is really the gateway to being able to listen intuitively, because intuition comes in and through the body and gives you signals in and through your entire body. Whereas usually we're just listening through our ears and our mind. So now we are deciding, we are making a choice to filter it through the body. Great. Now let's get into today's episode, which begins with me just telling you that I woke up in excruciating back pain this morning. It started to happen last night. I was driving my kids actually to go get ice cream, and I just felt as I was driving, my back started to seize, and I knew it wasn't going to be good. And as the night progressed, it got worse and, didn't heal overnight. So I woke up in really bad back pain. And, is so bad that I had to cancel my clients for the rest of today so that after this podcast, I can just lay down and restore and heal. And because of that, I thought, why not talk about healing and using the Earth's energy and our Earth chakra, which we'll get into, to heal our physical body, right? So that I can teach you some of how this works, and then also give myself the gift of doing this practice with you to help support my own healing, right? So, first thing that we'll talk about is this Earth chakra that we have. And I learned about this chakra through a teacher named Cindy Dale. It was probably 2019 that I did a course with her and learned about how she kind of senses into the chakra system, much of which I have adapted and adopted into my own teachings and my own work. And one of the things that Cindy told me that I loved and never had sensed into before, wasn't aware of, is our Earth chakra. And our Earth chakra, and for anyone that doesn't know what a chakra is, it's really just an energy center. It is, you can visualize it as like a whirlpool. that carries frequency, carries energy. And these centers in our body, which we have many, they will process certain frequencies and then broadcast them back out, like almost like a radio station would broadcast a frequency out. And each chakra carries, oh, my cat just jumped in if you're watching from YouTube, and I'm just going to let that happen because she likes to jump in everywhere. And with these chakras, we want to pay attention to the different frequencies that they are broadcasting out, right? Some are more lower vibration, which doesn't mean bad, just means different, slower. Some are more higher vibration. This is the ones that tend to be higher up in the body or above the head. And it's because they are faster vibrations. They are higher frequencies, right? The lower we go in the body or beneath the body, the lower the frequency, which leads us to this earth chakra, which I sense as being about arm's length distance below your feet. So imagine the length of your entire arm extending from the bottom of your feet, right? And going down into the earth, and you will sense into that earth chakra. What's interesting about the earth chakra is that, like I kind of just mentioned, it's slower because it's beneath our feet, right? So its frequency moves very, very slow. And that's why, right, Mother Earth can feel very grounding, right? Because it's a slower vibration. It tends to be the color brown. So it carries a very earth tone, a very nature frequency to it, right? It's also said to be the space where you can connect with earthly spirits, earthly creatures, gnomes, fairies, that kind of thing. And it's pretty large. So when it comes to chakras, the earth chakra I sense and see as being one of the largest chakras that our physical bodies, our energetic bodies are connected to. So I tend to view and experience this chakra as being as wide, or a little bit wider actually, than our hips, right? And it's quite big in nature, right? So I see it as being very thick as well. I almost see it as kind of like if an egg was turned on its side and then expand that to be a little bit wider than your hips, right? And I see it as kind of this current of this brown frequency that feels very grounding, very anchoring for our systems. And the way that our bodies, our electrical systems, connect with this is through the base of our spine, right? So think about it like your tailbone, very point at the root chakra, and then through the bottoms of our feet. And these connect down through our legs, from the tailbone down through our legs, through our feet, and into that earth chakra. And when we're playing with the earth chakra, what we're also playing with is the frequency of our planet, of Mother Earth. So we are connecting to how Mother Earth naturally works, how she heals, right? And especially how she circulates. And whenever we're talking about healing, we are talking about our ability to circulate information. We're talking about a movement and flow. And just think about this in terms of our own physical body, right? Our blood, our heart is always pumping our blood, and our blood is always circulating. And when our blood is circulating properly, our system is healthy, right? The same is true for the rivers of Mother Earth. When the rivers are flowing and circulating, Mother Earth is healthy, right? Because all of these nutrients and stagnant energy or fluid is able to work as a current to create that natural compost for healing, for regeneration, for restoring. So the same is true for our body that is true for Mother Earth. So when we're talking about healing, we want to think in terms of current, circulation, and flow. And if you've done, intuition energy mastery with me, you know that when we get to the healing portion of that training, that we talk a lot about this as well. And we do a really cool healing technique that I use all the time. And this healing technique that we're going to do today is kind of a complement to that one. It works a little bit differently, but is very beautiful as well. Which, by the way, just to note, I was just talking to my friend and also my marketing director, Selena, and we are changing because Intuition Energy Mastery usually runs every fall. And it is still running this fall of 2026, but we're changing the name to Intuition Energy Intensive because we have some other things in the works for this year as well. So if you have been interested in training with me, we're about to launch. It might even be out when this episode goes live, but we're about to launch the training for this fall. If you're interested, definitely get in there before it sells out. So with that to the side, let's get back to healing and the earth chakra. So with healing, another thing to think about is electricity, right? Because we're talking about circulation, we're talking about current, we're talking about flow. And our body is electrical, just like Mother Earth is electrical. And that electricity, and I learned this after I was spontaneously blasted open in India a decade ago, because my awakening, in air quotes, not a term that I love, but best way to describe, happened through electricity, right? Some of you know I had electricity surge through my body for every 5 seconds for 3 months, and I had to learn how to control it. And for obvious reasons, when I came home, I became obsessed with electricity because I really wanted to understand why was I experiencing this in and through my body? How can I make it stop? Because it was quite debilitating. And also, how do I just understand that the body is so electric, right? So I learned a lot during that time. And one of the things that I learned is how electricity works, right? And it moves in a current. So once the electricity can start to move into a current, what immediately happens is then we have magnetism, which is why we are electromagnetic beings, because our spine, our nervous system, right, is running electricity up and down the current of our spine. Electricity always needs a vessel. Just like you see cords, right? Like I have a cord connected to my microphone into my computer right now, and that cord, right? Because it has that container, electricity is going back and forth in it right now. So the same is true for our spine. Our spine is like a cord that is carrying electrical current up and down, right? And then that electrical current is then creating that magnetism that makes us that electromagnetic being. The same is happening in the center of Mother Earth, right? She has electricity shooting through her. Lightning helps with this as well. And the molten nickel that is circulating on the outer core, I think it is, of Mother Earth, is creating that magnetism, right? Because there's the circle, again, the current of electricity that is then creating magnetism. My cat is back, which is funny because my cat's name is Remedy, which, means cure. So we're talking about healing. So it's appropriate that she keeps jumping into the screen and into the audio if you can hear her. So when we're talking about healing, we said we're talking about circulation, we're talking about flow, we're talking about electricity, connecting these two things. And then today, what we're talking about is using the earth energy, which we'll be using it through our earth chakra, to also facilitate that healing. Because nothing in nature heals in isolation. It moves through connection. It heals through exchange, right? We support one another. We support animals. The earth supports us. The universe supports us. We support Mother Earth. We support the universe if everything is working efficiently and how it should be, right? So healing does not happen in an isolated state, which is why when we're looking to do energy healing, we have to remember that this is not a one pony show. It's not about you just using your energy to heal yourself or others. It's about you remembering that this is about connection and exchange so that we can create an even better field, an even better space for healing to occur, an even stronger current. So, with that said, I'm going to teach you a healing technique that you can do, that I'm going to do today for my low back with you. And it involves connecting with the frequency of Mother Earth through this Earth chakra so that we can create a current through our body. And we're going to create that current using 4 different parts. The first part is our tailbone, right? So kind of like the very base of our root chakra, which is in our pelvis. And I want you to just remember your tailbone, right, is the tip of your spine, the very end of your spine, right? So there's that electricity that is going through that tailbone, connecting through everything, right? Up the spine, into the brain, through the brainstem, through the nervous system that is connecting every single part through our body, down through our arms, our fingers, down through our legs, through our feet, right? So we're going to use that tailbone space to create a very connected electricity, a spark in a way, build up energy there. And then from that space, we're going to travel that frequency to start to make a current. We're going to travel the energy from the tailbone down through your right leg, down through the center of your right foot, and carry that energy down into your Earth chakra. That's that arm's length distance below your feet, and then bounce it back up, right? So taking the earth energy, all that beautiful frequency in your Earth chakra that is connected to the center of Mother Earth, and bring up Earth's healing frequency up through the center of your left foot, up through your left leg, and into your tailbone. And then we're going to continue to loop that, creating that electrical current. And every time that the energy goes from your tailbone down through your right leg into your right foot, I want you to imagine that this is any kind of pain, tension, stagnant energy that your body is asking to release down through that right leg. And then you give that frequency, that energy through your right foot into the Earth chakra, because the earth knows how to compost. It does it all the time. Think about how wind moves water. If it's a really windy day, right? The wind is supporting the water to move and to circulate. And then when that water moves and circulates, it supports the earth to circulate, just like how water can carve out canyons, right? Or pathways to create new rivers. So this is what we're doing. We're using our body, the electricity, our awareness to move stagnant energy down the right leg into the Earth chakra. And then the Earth chakra is going to bring up healing, renewed energy up through the left leg into the tailbone, and then allow it to circulate throughout the entire body, right? So you don't need to know much more. We're going to drop into a very quick healing meditation exercise that you can do with your eyes open or closed. Okay. And I'm going to close my eyes because it always helps me to sense a little bit deeper. So whenever you're ready, just start to get settled or drop your awareness into your body. And see if you could immediately drop right into your tailbone. So imagine that all of your attention, your awareness, your focus, your energy drops right into the very tip of your tailbone. And as you concentrate all of your energy into your tailbone, see if you could start to really feel the electricity that is always living there. Sensing how this electricity goes up your spine, how it communicates through your entire body, up through your brain, through your ligaments, arms, legs, through your feet. Notice how this electricity even expands beyond your physical form into your field. And feeling all of this power and expansiveness, sensing into the very tip of your tailbone right now. Imagine that any pain, any tension in your body, anything that is stagnant physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, could start to magnetize towards that electricity at your tailbone. And like a river, allow your tailbone to start to send all of that stagnant energy down through your right hip, through the center of your right thigh, center of the right knee, center of the shin and calf, center of the right ankle, and drop it down into the very center of your right foot and just hold it there for a second to really feel the energy building up at the center of the bottom of the foot. And sensing and feeling that earth chakra, arm's length distance beneath your feet, as it magnetizes that energy at the center of your right foot to start to travel down into it. And once that energy hits the earth chakra, feel the vortex, the current, the frequency of this beautiful earth chakra as it immediately starts to transform and alchemize this stagnant energy, using its connection to the entire planet, and allow it to now feel the connection between the earth chakra and the very center of the bottom of your left foot, as the earth chakra starts to send a current of healing energy up into the bottom of your left foot, the center point. Feel it there. And feel your left foot soften, open, and receive this healing energy up through the center of the left foot, through the center of the left ankle, center of the left shin and calf, center of the left knee, center of the left thigh, into the left hip and back into that center of your tailbone, and keep going. So releasing the current from the tailbone, right hip, right thigh, right knee, right shin and calf, right ankle, center of bottom of right foot. Send that energy down into the earth chakra. Feel it circulate. Guide up healing frequencies, center of left foot, left ankle, left shin and calf, left knee, left thigh, left hip, tailbone. Keep going. And this time just kind of let the circulation start to happen. The current will naturally start to occur without much attention anymore. And you might feel this loop start to go very fast, almost like you can't even tell the difference between the stagnant and healing energy, because you have created a loop. And just allow what nature knows to do to occur. And you might start to feel some shifts throughout your entire body. Your physical body might move or soften, shift, yawn, cough. But notice that just as this energy is circulating through the hips, the legs, and this earth chakra, it is replenishing your entire body. The rivers of your body, like the rivers of Mother Earth, are being cleansed, cleared. And with this buildup of electricity, just see if you could continue to soften physically, and that just creates space for the energy, the water to move more. Nothing too tense up here. doing just a few more rounds. You might feel some temperature shifts. Maybe you're getting cold or hot. Just pay attention. Notice what's here. Old memories might pop up, emotions, things that are ready to release and let go. So just be a witness, be an observer of what's here, without judgment, without trying to fix, just being with what is. Really good. Let's all take a deep breath in through the nose. Fill up your entire body. And on the exhale, open your mouth and just let it out. Releasing the visualization of the loop. And just sensing into your body and that connection to that earth chakra beneath you, allowing yourself to feel grounded, replenished, restored, just as you are. And if your eyes are closed, you can very slowly start to open them and just feel yourself coming back into wherever you are, this space, this time, being very mindful, not to kind of shoot back quickly, but to slowly re-enter this space, right? Because you were just somewhere completely else. So be gentle with your awareness, with your physical body, with your electricity, your magnetism, your energy. So this is a practice that you can do anywhere, anytime, with any kind of ailment that you have going on. For obvious reasons, it's more powerful to do this outside. And for obvious reasons, I couldn't record this outside. But if you'd like to kind of take this to a deeper level, do this with bare feet on Mother Earth, and you'll have that direct connection, right? When we're not having our feet directly to Mother Earth, it's not that we're still not connected, right? We are, but we don't have to work through the filter of other matter that's in between our feet and Mother Earth's frequency. So just something to practice. If you try that out or just try out this exercise, please leave a comment either on YouTube if you're really enjoying these podcast episodes. And if you're really wanting certain things for me to cover, please leave a review or again, leave a comment. I'm really enjoying just hanging out with you guys. Thank you for all your grace. Thank you for all your beautiful comments and everything that you guys write to me about these episodes and how they're serving you. It is such an honor to be here with you each and every time. It kind of makes me want to cry just to say it. And please look out for what is coming with trainings in the fall, with a brand new training that is coming, and with maybe a retreat that is also coming. I can't wait to see you guys next time. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you so much for listening today. If this episode supported you, please subscribe and leave a rating. That simple step helps this podcast grow and helps more people reconnect with their intuition in a grounded, embodied way. If you want to go deeper, take my 5-minute free quiz in the show notes entitled Unlock the Full Power of Your Intuition, where you'll discover your unique intuitive gifts, whether you're a knower, seer, feeler, or sensor, and learn more about how your intuition naturally speaks to you. Look out for new episodes dropping every Tuesday. I'm so honored to have spent this time with you. See you next week.